At 400 meters, with hurdles or without, in relays or going solo, this Razorback made the impossible look possible. From the University of Arkansas, Britton Wilson.
The 400 meters is hard. The 400-meter hurdles, even harder. Running them both on the same day is preposterous. But then so is Britton Wilson. It's not just the times.
Oh my goodness!
It's the other stuff. 600, collegiate record. 400, national title. First sub-50 indoors, American record. 4x4 anchor leg in Albuquerque, fastest carry on a relay squad that ran an all-time world best. That last one also capped another Razorbacks national championship. And Wilson's legend only grew outdoors. She lowered the 400-meter record 3 times while winning her long hurdle races by huge margins on short rest.
It's just a heat, Britton, just a heat. 49-40.
Her SEC double quieted skeptics by leaving them speechless. A record 49-13 in the flat, followed by 53-28 over the barriers an hour later. A near-perfect season ended in Austin, but not before Wilson won a legion of admirers for the audacity of her effort. A 2023 Bowerman finalist, Arkansas's Britton Wilson.
So can you finally tell me now about the tape on your shin from this spring that every time I said, how's it? You're like, no, I'm fine, it's okay.
Yeah, I was not fine. But yeah, it was a stress fracture, grade 4 stress fracture in this shin and a grade 2 in this shin.
And you kept saying, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Yeah. Were you trying to convince me, or were you trying to convince yourself at the time?
A little bit of both, and I just wanted people to stop asking about it, so, because people noticed the tape, so I was trying to just
It does sort of point it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does draw attention to it. It was a season of tremendous highs and a 7th. How do you look back now with a few months to kind of process everything? How do you look back on the season?
Yeah, it's hard to forget the 7th place or just like not winning, but I have been learning throughout this year to give myself grace and to be proud of myself and really appreciate my accomplishments. So that came further on in the season, but I feel like now I'm at a place where I can look back at the season and be really proud of myself.
So I saw you, there were Tears in Austin for you. Julian has, like, that'd be a great country song, Tears in Austin. Right?
Yeah,
that would be, see what came up with that. How do we grow from that? How do we grow from that to whatever we would like to come next in 24 or beyond?
Yeah, I think this whole season was a season of growth for me. So all the stuff that I had experienced and went through, I think has definitely made me into a better person and a better athlete going into 2024. So I'm taking all the highs and the lows with me into new experiences this year.
Of the many successes that you had, which one, when you crossed the line and looked at it and you just went, wow, I just did that?
The indoor 400 at nationals. Because I had just came back from COVID and I was just, like indoor just wasn't really looking that great for me, but I knew I wanted to just try to finish strong. So my goal was to just finish strong, but I didn't expect to do all that. So it was incredible.
I feel like that was a whole good weekend, right? Because you win, and then the 4x4 set a world best, and you won the whole championship.
Yeah, it was great. We were all so excited.
Yeah, that seems like that. For somebody who didn't think that was all going to go so well, that was a pretty decent weekend, right?
Yes.
Which event are we running moving forward? At one point, do we have to pick one?
No.
Okay.
Certainly not.
Okay, so what are we doing here in the Olympic year?
I don't know, John. We'll talk later.
No, we're talking now. Everybody's here. It doesn't do any good to talk later.
I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay. You know who might know?
My bestie?
Grant might have a guy that would know.
I know Britton, and I know she's probably still thinking about that 7th place loss, but correct me if I'm wrong. I counted 3 indoor collegiate records and 1 outdoor collegiate record and what we said a world best, right, J.A.?
Yep.
And a world best. I don't think that's something we should hang our head on at the Bowerman.
Well, when your goals are high, I think that's a part of it, you know, and I think that when every time she lines up, she expects to win, and that's what we train for. That's what we want to accomplish. And I think for most of you guys, you got to understand something. If you lose a race, you never lose if you learn something, and that's a part of it that I always instill in my athletes, that you never lose unless you learn something. And I think she learned a lot about herself and what it's going to take to be a champion and continue to move herself forward as a professional athlete.
So I can say going into 2024, we have. I can't. My suit's kind of tight. It just don't fit, so I just got to put my. Jay, back to you, brother.
So how long have you known Grant, by the way?
Oh man, I've known Grant since I was like 14.
14.
Yeah, we used to see each other a lot at high school indoor meets, and I used to be a fangirl of him.
Did you?
So, yeah, yeah.
Is that worn off?
Yeah.
So as you've seen, we've gone through, we've heard from Jonathan Edwards, we've heard from Dan O'Brien, we've heard from Marquise Dendy, so we're not leaving you out.
Hi, Britton. I just want to take a moment and say congratulations on such an amazing year. You defied odds. You truly blew my mind. I remember watching, just being absolutely amazed by everything you did and so inspired by you. I'm just so excited to see everything you're going to do in the future. And like I said, trials are to test our faith, and I'm just so excited and proud for how much you've grown this year, what an amazing athlete you are, and the woman that you're becoming. And I can't wait to see all you're going to do. So best of luck.
So that seems awesome, right? And I'm assuming you and Sid are pals, but like, okay, but she's standing in the way of a lot of things that you would like to do.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've looked up to Sydney, and it's cool to call her a friend now. It's like incredible to have her like as a partner and a friend. But you know, I hope to, you know.
Okay, I'm just saying. So I have the questions, but I'm gonna put those aside. Because I know some of the other things you love are music and makeup and these singing. So you offered to do a smoky eye for me makeup-wise, which would have been wonderful.
You would
yeah,
slay.
I just didn't have time. And plus, I don't know that the foundation would have matched. But anyway, but a few years ago, Brigida Barrett was kind enough to sing for us. So what do you have for me? Will you sing a little something for us? Do it. Honestly, your mom said if I asked you would.
Why would she say that? I'm
You don't
kinda,
want
I
to
guess,
disappoint your
stage
mother,
fright.
do you?
She's not disappointed.
What do you got?
Maybe next time.
No, what do we have? Ariana Grande, that's your gal?
That is my girl. Me and Ariana go like this.
Who knows an Ariana Grande? I don't. Anybody? Position, can you sing that?
No. I'm so nervous.
How about this? Nobody's going to eat until you sing.
Sorry, guys. Maybe later.
Maybe later, okay. And then she did say, I have to ask you about John Anderson. After the Golden Bachelor, I'm deathly afraid to hear the answer to this question. But what do we have? What should I know about John Anderson?
So, a minute ago, I want to say it was like indoor SECs, there was another person that would like talk at the meets, and her name was Jill Montgomery.
I'm aware.
Yes, and I couldn't remember your name, and so I was like, Mom, where's Jill? And then she was like, he's right there. So for like, since then and now, we refer to you as Jill in our household. So.
It's like living the Grant Holloway nightmare all over again.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cute.
Sure. Listen, it might be the Golden Bachelor, near as I can tell, but yeah, you're not the first. Grant, that was his thing. He just totally wanted to meet Jill Montgomery instead of get stuck with me.
I love it. I love it for you.
That's all right. We'll have her here next year to host. It'll be fantastic. You guys will have a great time. I'll watch it. No, it's good.